Hello and welcome to the special edition of Own It. I am so excited to be presenting to you. We did a post. We looked at Own It is always looking at ways that we can help you to improve in your life, your career, your business. And we did an analysis. We looked over and saw how many people were showing up and expressing being overwhelmed, being a little stressed out. And so we have partnered with Dr. Stephanie Reid and presenting to you an international all-inclusive retreat, which really focuses on you. It's time for you to reflect, reframe, and renew with Dr. Stephanie Reid. Taking center stage and owning it with me is Dr. Reid.
Hello.
Hey, there you are. Hey, we are
Hey.
so excited. This is really an exciting time. Like we talked about, we've been talking over the years in regards to people just managing stress, how to manage stress effectively, how to align and live a more fulfilling life. And Own It is all about that. Self-awareness, self-development leads to self-mastery. And self-mastery is not about being perfect, but it's knowing how to navigate successfully through this thing called life based on your own true authenticity. And so Dr. Stephanie has talked to us about these retreats that are coming up. And one in particular, you've already set the date for March of 2025. Talk to them about what it means to, come out of that place of stress to reflect, to refrain, and to get that renewal they need. So share with us.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me. I feel a little envious. You have on a short sleeve, I have on a sweater, but that's okay. We have to enjoy all the seasons, right? Especially the season of our life as women over 40. And first, I like to reflect on that word retreat, right? We think of the word retreat as to move away, to run and hide, but actually treat means to fortify and strengthen and give something good. You give your children a treat, right? You give your loved ones treats. We need to give that, redo it again for ourselves, because women in our age bracket, what do? We give ourselves away, then we lose our identity. We don't know who we are, and now we're on autopilot. So a retreat is absolutely necessary, especially for 2025. We've gotten used to a catchword with 2025 that doesn't sound so good, but that doesn't mean we can't flip the perspective on its head and create the life that we want in 2025, starting with sitting back, reflecting, reframing to renew your reality, because this is the best half of our lives, right? I would never want to be 35 again, right? I would never want to be 30 again. I'm loving 40 and beyond, right? And now by the time we get to the retreat, I will be 58. So I've earned an opportunity to not only retreat for myself, but to share it with the women and show them how to do it correctly. So when you come back, you can own 2025. And that's what this retreat is about.
Yes. Yes. It really is. It's really about owning your life. We talk about that a lot, just not happenstancely going through life, but being more proactive rather than reactive. And these retreats are
Mhm.
really focused on that, is focused on proactive. Stop running and retreating from life and start treating yourself to life. I love that perspective and I love how you spin it. We don't have to go quietly into the night and accept destiny. We can I always say, take the bull by the horns, and anything that's been a challenge or a struggle, you take that thing and snap its neck and you keep it moving. Because we have to show up in life, in a more it's not necessarily aggressive, but more. We don't necessarily have to accept. Case in point, you talk about being 58. I just turned 56 this past October, and I can remember in my 40s. especially when we're in our 30s. So once we start having our children, we're told the weight is not going to come off. It's going to be harder and harder. Well, guess what? We believe it. So sometimes when we believe a lie as a truth, we
Yeah.
accept it. So we don't fight against it. We don't try to change it. We accept it as this is the norm. This is what is going to happen. Well, I think it was 42, 43 years old. I dropped 65 pounds. I dropped it. I said, the heck with the standard or the status quo. I don't like this weight. I don't like how I feel. And I made a decision to, instead of, accepting it, to be proactive and make the executive decisions, because I am the CEO of my life, make the executive decisions and then align my decision with changed mindset and changed behavioral traits, right? Change behavioral habits, change my decision making, and just be disciplined enough to the point where I could see the results. Well, it didn't take me years to get 65 pounds off. As a matter of fact, it just took me a couple of months because I was just that sick and tired of my current state. And so share with us, in coming to the retreats, how will they be able to harness that same power and authority to make the necessary changes? Because you're going to have to make the changes that are needed for them to actually live that retreated, refreshed, renewed life.
Well, you hit a word which hit a nerve, and that word is you got sick and tired, right? A lot of women are sick and tired, but if you're sick and tired and you don't understand how you got on that road and you're used to operating in a certain way, one of the things the retreat is going to do is something called pattern interruption. Right? You're not going to be able to do the things that you used to do for 4 days by yourself. So you're not going to be binge watching on television. You're not going to be eating unhealthy foods. You're going to be engaging in mindful activities that's going to stimulate your ability to reconnect with yourself. And how we do that, one of the key ways that we're going to do pattern interruption is I'm going to reintroduce you to you. A lot of women go, I don't know who I am. I don't know what I want. I don't know. So let me introduce you to yourself. That's what we're going to do at the retreat. And the way we're going to do that is going to understand where you are. What is your feminine archetype? By the time you leave the retreat, you will understand where you are now and where you want to get to 5 days later. And it will be an actionable plan that's fun, rejuvenating, relaxing, invigorating, inspiring. You need that pattern interruption because right now you may be, I'm not assuming, you may be in a not so good place, but you don't know how to get out of it. You don't know what you don't know. And if you don't know something, this is an opportunity to be courageous with other women and say, you know what, we don't know together, but we're going to learn today, right?
Yes.
And by the time you leave, you're going to have made good quality connections. You're going to have some new things that you can put into your habit experiences, and you can change that, make a pivot, right? It's so much that we're so many fun. Here's a fun thing that I love to do: pattern interruption. What would it feel like? What would it feel like to have a sunset coaching session on the beach? What would it feel like? As we have this experience, you get to watch and experience the purging of old emotions in the ocean before you go to bed that evening. What would it feel like if you were invigorated by a sunrise yoga session or a private one-on-one strategy session or a group session on the beach, right? I don't care about your hair. I don't care about what you wear. Just put your feet in the sand and allow yourself to be grounded, purged, and submerged in the possibility of what you can transform in just 4 days. I guarantee you will leave that retreat a new person. I have these breakthroughs over Zoom, so I know we're going to have some hot stuff going on in person, right?
Well, I could tell you, I can be a testament of being here in the Dominican Republic and living here for the last 3 years. That putting your feet in the sand, oh my God, just allowing a release I mean, you don't even understand. You gotta get tuned in. You're not here for the external. You're here for the internal
Internal.
work.
Yeah.
And it's just a beautiful environment to be on, to be able to just sit by that water and hear the tranquility of the water, the waves coming in, the sound of the water, and then with that, having alone time. You have the together time, but cherish the alone time when you do come. Make sure that that's a priority for you, to have that time to do the introspective work that's necessary, that we don't always have that time as women because we have so many things pulling from us from so many different directions. Well, this is a time to be able to take advantage of the quiet. Don't busy yourself about a many things, but the quiet things that are so priceless and um, it is. It's time to reflect on what it is your agenda is, and then do the prep work. So share with how do they prepare to come, because that's another thing that we don't do. We sign up for stuff and we rush into it, but what are some of the tips and things that you can do, because they have a little bit of time, because we know that March, because your retreat is March. What's the date of it? March the
14th to 12th. Wait a minute. 14th to the 16th, I believe.
yeah.
No,
So
12,
you
that's not the right date. It's 5 days and 4 nights.
yeah,
So
5 days, 4 nights,
so
and
it's
so you have time
yes.
between now and the time. You're gonna use the link below. You're gonna get the dates, because me and Dr. Reid we are doing things. So you have the links below. So go. You have a full brochure that you can download to look at and just prepare yourself. But you have a couple of months before this retreat happens to prep yourself, to prepare yourself. It's so important. This is going to be a time where you want to maximize your ROI, your return on your investment. So you want to prepare yourself as you're journeying towards coming. What's your agenda? What do you need? What are the things that you're looking for, so that you can make sure that while you're here, you're focused on that when you get here. And that's the time. And Dr. Reid, you have a webinar that's coming up to
Yeah.
prep them for this opportunity. So share about the webinar.
Absolutely. Well, first, I like to say that this is an exclusive retreat with the limited availability, because I wanted to make sure that the group was intimate and close. We want to be able to really connect on an authentic level. So therefore, we couldn't just have masses of people, because I want to be able to reach out and connect and support you while you're there. So the first thing that we're going to do on December 4th at 8 o'clock, which is a Wednesday, we're going to have a webinar with the live Q&A, so you can get all your questions answered. I'll be talking about the breakthroughs and what's important for you to get the best out of the experience. And Marissa will be on hand to answer any logistical questions for you. And the group of people that are in the webinar will also be given a VIP opportunity for us to communicate at least once a month prior to the event, so we can keep giving you updates and fun and exciting things that we're doing, and giving you sneak peeks and VIP stuff that you absolutely deserve. We want to pamper you while you're here, but we also want to make sure that when you leave, you have been transformed in some beautiful way, so you can pivot your life in 2025 to live your best life unapologetically, right? No guilt, no stress. Just be you, do you. So you need to know who you are. And if you are a woman who feels as though you know who you are, that's powerful. That's positive. Bring your energy. So other women can feel that energy, because it's about energy. We're collectively creating a retreat tribe, right? Who knows? We might do this quite often, and you might have frequent flyer miles with us wherever we go. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you. I live in Hawaii, so I'm very familiar with the benefit of the grounding and the beach and the tranquility and the smells and the sounds. Not everybody has that opportunity, but allow us to share that with you for just a time, so you can get used to knowing that there is an alternative and you don't just have to settle with the life that you have right now. you can start expanding outward by connecting with us who are already doing it. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So the dates for the retreat, for this particular retreat, are March the 12th through the 16th.
Yeah.
And so we do have links available to you in the comment, very at the top of the comment and within the description on YouTube. You'll be able to see the links for the webinar as well as for the actual retreat. And you can print out, download and print out the brochure so that you keep the details in hand. I'm big on printing out because then I'm able to look at stuff. I'm able to write things down and things like that. I don't have to always be at my computer or on my phone. I like to retreat away from those kind of things and just get connected with myself. Because we spend a lot, depending on the work that you do, you spend a lot of time on a computer, you spend a lot of time on your laptop, you spend a lot of time on your phone. But when you print it out and you walk away, you can really enjoy and not feel like you're in work mode, because this right here is not work. This is an investment in yourself. It's enjoyable, it's relaxing, it's all about self-love and self-care and mental wellness, right? And finding that place of fulfillment, right? So you want to away from your computer, print the brochure off, get away from the computer, look at all of the things that you're going to be able to do while you're here in the Dominican Republic, and really begin to enjoy. And like we say here, tranquila, gotta chill out, relax, todo bien, which means everything is all well with me. And that's your destination. That's where you're destined to arrive at when you're preparing yourself. So you said the webinar is December 4th, correct?
December 4th at 8:00, and there's a registration link for it in the description, I believe. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
And
yes,
so,
it is in the description.
yeah, so basically we're just going to answer all your questions, open up all the possibilities for you, give you no excuse not to prioritize yourself, give you no excuse not to invest in yourself. Because guess what? I realize that for the love and support that we give to other people, we will never get it back from those people to the degree that we gave it. And therefore, we will always be lacking. So it is time for us to give that level of support and love and care and prioritization back to ourselves. I heard a quote yesterday that really struck me. It was Marlon Wayans. He said, I have more time, even if I lived 20 more years and I'm 55. I still have more years behind me that I have in front of me. So therefore, nothing will never, ever disturb my peace, take my joy, give me uncomfortability. And I'm like, you know what? That's so true. But men, they have it easier to say that and just move it away. Women, we feel guilty and obligated when we try to make that kind of stance. So this retreat is about giving you that platform to feel good about prioritizing yourself. Because when you do, other people's will, and they absolutely will respect your boundaries. But how many women don't have boundaries? So again, this retreat is about pattern interruption. The things that you thought were absolutely you are not you. They're the wounded you. They're the inexperienced you. They're the unevolved you that's screaming to come out and say, I want more. That more is what you can expect when you come to retreat. You will absolutely know yourself by the end of it and step off the plane to your family members a different person and shake up some stuff finally, right? We're going to shake up some stuff, command attention, and watch how people start to treat you differently when you show up differently. That's the whole key. Recalibrate your vibration so you can be the change maker everywhere you go, starting in your home, in your business, at your workplace, with your family, with your relationships. You have to change something within. And right now, you might not know what that something is, but I can show it to you. And it's only going to take us 2 out of the 4 days to do it.
Yes. And it's going to be so incredible, and it's going to be so life-changing and memorable too. You're going to be able to pull from this continued strength. Once you leave, you're going to be able to remember what you did here, and be able to continue to apply it when you go back home. And that's the beautiful thing, that the change that takes place during this retreat is sustainable. It's going to stay with you for a lifetime. And that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that you have impact and change, transformational change that remains. And so this is excellent. I'm excited. Just like we said, it's a self-love retreat, all inclusive in the Dominican Republic International. You do need your passport. So make sure that you get your passport. You got plenty of time to do that. You do need your passport. And so get passport ready and come and join us here in the Dominican Republic. Because we're ready. We're ready to spoil you. We're ready to make sure that you leave here totally renewed and totally refreshed and all of that good stuff. Any closing remarks, Dr. Reid?
Yes, the closing remarks would be is you never thought about this before, but you're not even on your list of priorities. That's why you don't prioritize yourself. So I challenge you to prioritize yourself, put yourself on the list, and make those same concessions, investments, your time, talent, and treasure that you would for somebody else, and double it for yourself, because you deserve it, you've earned it, and it's absolutely your turn and your time. I can't wait to see you. I'm excited.
I am too. It's your time to shine. We love you. Use the links to register for the webinar. And also use the link to go and get the detailed information in regards to the retreat, and download the brochure so that you have the details right in hand. So when you say, well, what was that? Well, what was that? You don't have to go to the computer. You already have it in hand. We look forward to seeing you and welcoming you here in the Dominican Republic. We look forward to seeing you in the webinar on December 4th. And hey, we are excited about you feeling good about yourself and coming back from that stress to reflect, reframe, and renew. We love you so very much. We'll see you in December. Take care. We're out.
Take care.